Located in the small suburb of Benoni, just a few miles east of Africa's richest city, is a beautiful house with enough space to privilege even some of the world's largest families. Once a space of love and joy, the house is now filled with floating memories of laughs, hugs, and kisses from a little child that stole the hearts of all the family members who resided there. In many traditions around the world, a day of rain is considered a blessing, yet it would seem contrary within this empty space on a day like today. Today, the rain is a symbol of mourning. One could only imagine the confusion of a little child when she is caught between spending time with two parents who are separated. Yet, it would be fruitless for us to try and understand the devastation this little girl must have gone through in May 2018.
Give me a kiss.
I want you.
You want to come with me? No, you must stay with mommy. I'm sorry, you can't stay with me.
A minor child was in an instant and without warning taken away from her father to a different country, to a space she did not know, a language she did not understand, and a country which, unbeknown to her, would be the place she would be forced to call home. Within the media in Latvia, where the child in question is now living with her mother's family members, the story is painted to reflect a mother who was desperate to escape for the safety of her children. Yet history has taught even the greatest minds an undeniable truth. There is always two sides to a coin, a hidden side that might not be the one shown and marketed to the public. The minor in question was born in South Africa from an intimate relationship between Johan Grobler, a South African citizen, and Christine Maison, a Latvian citizen. Pending High Court litigation, contrary to a High Court order, an expert's opinion and recommendation, the minor child was unlawfully removed from her safe and secure environment. The child, a South African citizen, was abducted on 20 May 2018 from her father's care in the Republic of South Africa. The minor child's three half-siblings, from her father's side, care dearly about her. They love and miss her endearing personality. Her half-siblings, all currently busy with higher education studies at university level, provide accounts of living and engaging with Christine Maison, the mother of the missing child. Anzel, her sister, has this to say about the circumstances living under Christine.
Christine Maison was introduced as my father's partner at the time when I was a teenager in my father's house. She disregarded my basic needs as a young woman and child, including proper access to food and privacy to my own bedroom and bathroom. She furthermore failed to address the most basic needs, including emotional, spiritual, and physical care, something every child is supposed to have. Christine Maison insisted that I cannot utilize the facilities at my parental home and insisted that I had to leave the home at a very tender age. She furthermore insisted that I cannot return to my father's home and also that my two brothers need to vacate my father's home. I've personally experienced the violent nature and behavior of Christine Maison. I would like to share one example. I had my own personal bedroom suite. She insisted that I may not use my own private toilet as that was for her guests. When I utilized the toilet, she wrote on it that I'm a pig. Christine Maison had double standards regarding friends attending the house. She would often abuse and traumatize my father and humiliate him to such an extent that even the people attending would frown upon her. My dad is an exceptional man who will do anything for his children. My dad will never act violently. He is a very loving and caring person. To the contrary, Christine Maison was the violent and aggressive one in their relationship, even by her own admission. Christine Maison was drunk most of the time, as she would consume lots of beer during the morning and the rest of the day. I hope and pray for the safe return of my youngest sister.
Heinrich, the minor child's older brother, had this to say.
We miss you dearly. I have suffered emotionally, tremendously, as a direct result of Christine Mazan's conduct and hatred towards me. She verbally bullied me from the age of 13 years old and disregarded my emotions as such. She intimidated me to such an extent that I had to leave my father's house. The abuse was so severe that I still suffer emotionally.
Yuzehan, another half-sibling of the minor child, further comments,
I miss my little sister a lot. She was really a ray of light, bringing laughter into our house. Christine Mazan did not provide motherly love for any of us when we were still young and looked up towards our mother, a term she does not know the real meaning of. She would often leave her own 2 children alone and then hire a nanny to look after them for most of the time. My father has always been the one who provided in all of our needs, emotionally and physically. He also provided in the needs of Christine Mazan's son from a previous marriage. He had a very good relationship with my father. They even went hunting together. My father decided to terminate the relationship with Christine Mazan as a direct result of her conduct towards us. He could no longer allow the abuse and hatred to continue against us, his children.
Christine Mazan has various versions as to the alleged acts of violence towards herself and all the minor children. There was absolutely no violence ever towards Christine or any of the 2 minor children. In fact, they have enjoyed a luxurious life in comfort and style. On the contrary, Mazan acted violently and had a short temper. To describe but one incident at the residence, when she did not get her way, she destroyed an expensive vase by throwing it through the window. On her own admission, she acted violently towards Johan Grobler and his children. Although Mazan's violence has had crippling effects on the family, the relationship between Mazan and Grobler was not always defined by her misbehavior. The pair, while still in each other's company, also made some cherish-worthy memories. The relationship was also, to some extent, defined by a few loving moments between the 2. Christine Mazan committed several offenses in terms of accepted international principles of law, of which includes, among other things, fraud, the unlawful abduction of a minor child, contraventions of the South African legislation pertaining to minor children, and the Immigration Act, as well as obstructing the ends of justice. The South African legal system has a proud heritage and evolved from various European legal systems, with Roman Dutch law as the backbone of the legal basis in South Africa. Christine Mazan delayed the extradition process with unfounded applications without any grounds as to the merits or on a legal basis. She has now announced a hunger strike to prevent her from being extradited to the Republic of South Africa in order to stand trial for her criminal conduct. Christine Mazan admitted to her criminal conduct, but refused to be extradited, alleging that South Africa is a third world country, one allegedly not adhering to human rights. An English translation of her interview highlights the following.
What I want to tell people is that I did wrong, yes. I violated the court's decision.
Here's proof of the devious and unfounded allegations, which seem to be second nature of Christine Mazan. She has also now, during an interview on the Latvian television service, accused Denmark of human rights infringements in their prisons. As Mazan remarks, when asked about her current circumstances in the Denmark prison,
There are so many human rights violations. If I started to tell you, you wouldn't have enough time.
True to her own nature, Mazan, in lying and shifting blame, not only accused South Africa and Latvia, but now even Denmark has become a target of defamation. According to Mazan, Latvia is now similar to South Africa. Both countries shamed for not assisting her in her criminal endeavors. This much is clear from her interview with the Latvian television services. Mazan blames everyone else for her own malicious and self-centered purposes. She now admits guilt, but, once again, wishes to avoid the consequences of her criminal conduct. Mazan acts upon a frolic of her own in a very lawless way. She disregards family life, basic human rights, as well as basic legal principles. She does not hesitate to lie, deceive, and fabricate events and the truth to suit her own purposes. For example, she, with the assistance of her ex-husband, Edgars Mazan, currently residing in Mozambique, alongside another unknown third party, appealed to the services of a hitman. Yes, an assassin, someone who kills people for a living, situated in Durban, South Africa, to intimidate Johan Grobler. The threats were aimed at Grobler in an attempt to stop him from proceeding with the legal processes against her. These processes, initiated and perpetuated by the abducted child's father, are merely meant to ensure the safe return of the minor child. The total administration and legal process in Latvia regarding adherence to the international rules of the conventions pertaining to the unlawful abduction of minor children, as well as the criminal system, are frowned upon. Johan Grobler visited Latvia on 5 March 2019, the birthday of the minor child in question. Upon attending Anna Tonina, an orphanage court official at the Barontees family court, she refused him contact in any way whatsoever to his daughter. Johan Grobler purchased gifts and clothing for his daughter and begged Anna Tonina to hand it to her. Tonina blatantly refused. The world should take note of the human rights violations of both the minor child and the violations endured by her father, Johan Grobler. The Latvian legal system trampled upon such rights. Luckily, there are fathers that refuse to stand back and yield to the injustices inflicted upon healthy and constructive family relationships. Love is truly a force to be reckoned with. Love and injustice together are unconquerable. Mezan will hopefully be extradited back to South Africa in mid-February of this year and finally face trial for the crimes she has committed. This is one step closer for a family desperate to hear the voice of their sister and daughter, to enjoy her tender embrace. For now, the struggle continues for a parent who refuses to give up his love for his child. The echoes reverb around the house where the family was once surrounded by the little child's joy and happiness. A single, unchanged room filled with memories serves as a reminder to them as to why they keep fighting for justice.